So, hello and peace be upon you. Welcome to another episode of the Happiness Revolution, which is about changing your life and changing the world, making the world a better place for everyone, all the animals, the environment, and stuff like that. And I want to talk about practical issues in all of these videos, and uh, I want to keep talking about the big issues that really affect people's lives. So when we solve those big issues, we can become stronger people who will do the right thing, because the reason why bad things are happening in the world is because we are weak. And we can easily become strong if we only knew better, and part of it is having more knowledge about yourself and your needs, and the other part is trying to do the right thing. You can only really do the right thing when you have the knowledge. And of course, like I always say in all my videos, these aren't things that I know that are special. These are things that have been known for hundreds of years, and these are spiritual ideas that have been known for hundreds of years. And they have come from, of course, spiritual ideas come from religions, and there is a lot of misunderstanding about religions. So I think that's one thing that I need to start covering. There are many misunderstandings and things that we think are complicated but are actually quite simple, and so I'll be making many videos on this topic of resolving misunderstandings of religions. So I can only cover one thing at a time, so let's talk about Islam, and let's clear some misunderstandings about that, and of course I can clear some misunderstandings about other religions as well. I'm a Muslim, but it doesn't mean that I don't care about other religions, because actually all religions come from the same source, and they are a lot more interconnected than we realise. People like to paint the picture that they're all separate groups, and it's very helpful for the propaganda against spirituality to create this image that we are all separate groups and we're all fighting each other, because then it creates a sort of apathy. So let's fix one of the biggest issues, that is women and Islam. Well, the first thing is, I'm a bloke, so maybe you won't trust me. So maybe you need to start talking to more people, like actual women, Muslim women, and asking them about their lives rather than trusting the propaganda you see on the media. So what can I say about women in Islam? I think maybe what I'll do is I'll get my wife to talk, but she doesn't really like talking on the camera. I can ask her. Yeah, what can I say? The headscarf is the first thing that comes to my mind. If you live in London like I do, there's a little thing you can notice, that there are lots of women who love to, well, they put a scarf on their heads when it rains, and there's something about it that they like. They could have used an umbrella, they could have used a hood, and there's something very natural about covering their heads with a scarf. That's just one thing to bear in mind. It's fashionable. It's something that is in line with women's nature. But I think that's not the biggest point. A bigger point would be if a woman is feeling down, or not feeling confident, or hasn't dressed up as well as she would like, she often covers her hair. It's quite a natural thing to do, and you'll find that women, if you ask a Muslim woman, they feel really comfortable going out quickly, without effort, just by wearing a scarf on their head. It makes it... You have to realize or get this more correct perspective of what's happening in Western societies, and that is, Western women are being oppressed. They're being oppressed by the media, which is making them turn into sex objects. So they have to go out looking their best all the time. They have to put 100 times more effort, probably literally, compared to men, in terms of their looks before they go out. They have to spend hours before they even go out, and they have to wear really uncomfortable clothing that's not suitable for cold weather in London, like short skirts or whatever, or more revealing clothes, etc. Very uncomfortable high heels all the time. That's oppression. We have to get a real perspective. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, women are putting those clothes on themselves. Well, you have to realize the way society has a way of creating pressure on people. So if one woman feels that she's getting ahead in her job because she's wearing certain type of clothing, more revealing or whatever it is, then another woman might do a similar thing because of that pressure. There are so many pressures, and we have to realize we have to remember that women are our sisters. If you're a woman, she's still your sister. If you're a man, she's still your sister. And we should want the best for them. We should stop thinking things in this simplistic way that, oh, you know, they've made that choice or whatever. I'm not suggesting, of course, that anybody should be oppressed or forced to wear less skimpy clothing. You should just be realizing that maybe you should have more empathy with women who are having to wear uncomfortable clothing. If you're a man, you should compare yourself, like, do I have to do all those things that women have to do in terms of their clothing? And you'll see a massive amount of what is it called, single parent mums, I like to say, very rarely will you find single parent dads who are doing most of the parental work, taking care of the kids. So, and that's partly because originally when so let's say before the children came along, these women they show themselves off as sex objects, and then that's why they got into a partnership, quite often the case. And this is just being realistic. Just search your feelings. Why do you go after such and such person? Because they're good looking. You don't really look at their personality enough, and other things like your responsibilities and stuff like that towards them. If you're a man, for example. So they get together, then the magic wears out, and that's another topic I need to talk about. What is true love? And then people separate, and that lady ends up taking care of the children. Dad shoots off somewhere else, maybe trying to find another hot looking woman, whatever, and the story goes on. So what am I talking about? Sometimes I'm not even sure. Well, not particularly in this one. So should I summarize? Western women are being oppressed in lots of different ways. Thank you for watching.